As we continue with our virtual journey through South India, we will explore architecture, arts, and crafts traditions unique to Tamil Nadu. Our experience begins in the Chettinad region, where we learn about the historic origins and distinctive features of Chettinad architectural splendor. These mansions and palatial homes characteristic of this architecture is associated with the wealth created by the Chettiars, who were the trading community bankers and entrepreneurs during the Southeast Asian trade. The wealth and prosperity of this community and region led to the evolution of Chettinad as a dynamic culture through its particular jewelry making tradition as well as delectable cuisine. From the Chettinad region, we take a stroll to the Alangudi village, where we participate in various rural traditions. Kolam, a daily ritual with religious symbolism, is practiced by women using rice flour and natural color to draw geometric and other magical motifs in front of homes. We will also witness the traditional art of coconut palm weaving and participate in a local cooking demonstration. Our journey culminates with an exploration of the specialized Tamil craft of silk and handloom weaving in Madurai, Kanchipuram, and Thanjavur. We learn about the different weaves, patterns, and motifs characteristic of the saris and fabrics produced in this region. We end with the history and artistic musings of the famous, exquisite paintings of Thanjavur. We begin our journey by traveling to the Chettinad region of Tamil Nadu, renowned for its historic architectural style and unique culture. It is important that we discuss the role that the Chettiars played in contributing to the development of this region. The Chettiars were the growing prosperous mercantile class of the early 19th century, whose ancestors were part of the merchant guilds during the rule of the Chola and Pandya dynasties in ancient Tamil Nadu. Their significance and influence grew under the British colonial Raj as traders, accountants, and bankers. They became prosperous and affluent, trading in salt, gems, textiles, and spices in Southeast Asia. As moneylenders, the Chettiars also financially supported rice cultivation in the Irrawaddy Delta in Myanmar, previously Burma. The wealth that the Chettiars amassed as a result of these commercial ventures was reinvested in building many temples and thousands of palatial mansions in the 76 villages of the Chettinad region. One such example of Chettinad architecture is the Chidambaram Villas, which has been converted to a heritage hotel. Our luxury accommodations here will transport us to a bygone era where we can soak in the various elements of Chettinad culture. Located not far from Karaikudi, the capital of Chettinad, which is declared a heritage town by the Government of India, because of limestone used to build its palatial homes, which is in Tamil known as Karai Vidu. Karaikudi is also significant as the educational center of the Chettinad region. The Chidambaram Villas, built in Chettinad style by T.S. Krishnappa, took 7 years to build from 1900 to 1907. He financed this project using wealth that he acquired by trading and selling cotton textiles, namely lungis, and lending money in Penang, Malaysia, Rangoon, and Singapore. Built between 1800 and 1940, Chettinad architecture, according to historian S. Mutia, represents, in quotes, the ghostly memorials of the Chettiar saga. Mutia further describes his glorious era over a 100-year period as the height of Chettiar economic prowess and the indelible mark that they left on the built environment through their, in quotes, fortress-like homes. Each home ranged from 20,000 to 70,000 square feet in size, with a front entrance, porch, and courtyard surrounded with rooms. They had excellent water management systems where rainwater from open courtyards flowed through channels to a network of channels on the streets before being stored in uranis or tanks on the outskirts of villages. From here, they were transported in copper containers and delivered to Chettiar homes. Other features of Chettinad architecture include verandas paved with Italian marble, ornamental balustrades, magnificent facades, domes, arches, and cornices. This architecture represents a blend of materials and styles from all over the world, including Hindu motifs, as well as use of local materials and craftsmen. In many instances, local handcrafted tiles from Alangudi, wood carving, and stone masonry with frescoes are incorporated to enhance the ornate features and opulence of these magnificent homes. The long-standing history of Chettiars' trade in gems, both precious and semi-precious stones, during the Indian Ocean trade have lent themselves to support a vibrant tradition of gold jewelry making in Chettinad. These pieces of jewelry with intricate patterns are embedded with emeralds, rubies, and diamonds. Jewelry, an integral part of a bride's trousseau in India, include sets of matching necklaces, earrings, bangles, and rings. According to Chettinad heritage expert Visalakshi Ramaswamy, there are three types of Chettinad jewelry: religious, ritualistic, and ornamental. Most of the traditional Chettinad jewelry is ornate with heavy and many detailed patterns and religious motifs. Special jewelry can sometimes be used to adorn deities in temples, while ceremonial jewels are used for dances, weddings, and other festivals. The ornamental jewelry is usually for daily wear and can be understated with some modern designs. Many of these pieces are family heirlooms that are handed down through the generations and are the pride of many families. Silver is used to make vessels and temple oil lampstands and other offering platters and bowls. The Chettinad experience is incomplete without delving into the culinary experience that connects with our sense of profuse aroma and taste. This delectable array of vegetarian and non-vegetarian dishes include the use of particular spices brought to the region by the historic spice trade. The commonly used spices are chilies, fennel seed, star anise, fenugreek, cinnamon, tamarind, black pepper, and coconut. What makes Chettinad cuisine distinct is the synthesis of flavors that exhibit a variety of textures, spices, and culinary practices, ranging from the use of sun-dried vegetables to meats in its manifold preparations. A traditional Chettinad meal is served on a banana leaf local to the region and can range from a minimum of 5 to 9 courses. Rice, lentils, and buttermilk is a staple that is served with most South Indian cuisine, including Chettinad. Chettinad cultural sensibility draws on influences from around the world. Many examples show up inside their homes, such as the use of teak from Myanmar and satinwood from Sri Lanka in its lavish structures, to marble from Italy and Belgium, to local tiles and granites used by craftsmen. Their structures are a unique example of syncretism. There is also the presence of Hindu motifs and deities in its architecture and jewelry. The strong commercial ties that Chettinad had with the East and West helped create this cosmopolitan culture, which is a blend of rural and urban, as well as a balance between tradition and modernity, as reflected in this region's lifestyle.
The Alangudi village walk will take you on a wonderful stroll through the village to understand what it is like to live like a local. The ancient Tamils cultivated a wide range of crops such as paddy, sugarcane, millets, pepper, different grams, coconut, cotton, tamarind, and sandalwood. Their homes would have fruiting trees like plantain, areca nut, and jackfruit in their front yards. During the colonial time, the fertile hilly areas like Nilgiris and Pudukkottai became center of tea, coffee, cashew, and rubber plantations. This contributed significantly to the rich and varied food traditions of Tamil Nadu. Cooked in coconut oil, the Tamil cuisine consists of rice, legumes, lentils, and meat. Usually, the Tamil cuisine is rich in spices like pepper, curry leaves, ginger, garlic, tamarind, chili, cumin, and cardamom. The plantain leaves are used as plates for the meal. Columns are drawn by women in Tamil households as harbinger of prosperity. White rice flour and limestone powder are used to draw elaborate geometric patterns. Sometimes red brick powder is used to add color to the white design. Elements of nature such as sun, moon, flowers, etc. are symbolized and added to the geometric patterns. Columns are drawn every morning at the threshold and gets blown away by wind or walked on by evening. Thattai Pinadu or coconut palm leaf weaving is a generational craft practiced in Tamil Nadu. The elaborately woven dry leaves are used as roof in thatched houses. The coconut fronds are split along the midrib and each end of the frond is trimmed. The trimmed leaves diagonally plaited and then the two sides are placed one on top of other with the shiny side of the woven leaflet facing up. Finally, the halves of each fronds are tied together to form one panel for the roof. The green leaves are used to make small woven decorative items. We will be seeing many such different things at Alangudi village walk.
Warp and weft, handmade textiles and art traditions of Tamil Nadu. Saris of silk, gold and cotton. Tamil Nadu is famous for both silk and cotton handloom textiles since 10th century. There are many ancient towns and temple cities such as Madurai, Kanchipuram, Thanjavur and other on our route which have contributed to rich heritage of textile weaving, hand painting and golden thread embellishment on textiles, which were most sought after items of world trade for more than 1,000 years. The Dutch and other European traders had been trading in this textile since long as part of pre-colonial trading exchanges on Indian Ocean trade routes. According to the Institute of Indo-European Studies, between the 16th and 18th century, there were 280 varieties of textiles in Tamil Nadu. Most of them were exported from the ports of Coromandel coast to various destinations in Europe, Africa and East Asia. The saris of southern Indian handloom have been produced in large number of varieties of weaves, materials, textures and for many occasions and purposes. The textile motifs since 10th century were inspired by the temple architecture and motif of famous Tamil temples of the day. Thanjavur temple has inspired many designs and motifs and so have other temples. Thambis, the cloth that is used to adorn the top of a chariot, is an example of typical Thanjavur art, according to the textile historian Srimati. Kanjivaram silk saris are made from mulberry silk in very bright colors and with pure gold and silver threads used for intricate brocade design woven along borders. These saris are collection of a bride in Indian traditional marriage, and a marriage collection is never complete without Kanjivaram gold brocade sari that can cost a fortune. Sunguri is a cotton sari which is dyed in bright colors, while kalamkari is a hand painted sari using vegetable and natural colors. Kandagi saris are woven in bold colors and in checkered patterns. They are woven with extra weft, which is a dying art today. The towns we are going to visit still produce them for past several centuries. However, a large majority of Tamil weavers have abandoned their weaving activities due to poverty and changing market trends, as well as competition from factory-made textiles. We will have chance to see some of the traditional handloom weaving and also be able to shop them. Kalakshetra Foundation, operating out of Chennai, is a modern institute initiated by Rukmani Devi Arundale way back in 1950s. It has contributed a lot in preserving the traditional craft of weaving as well as contemporizing it for modern uses. Thanjavur Paintings. Thanjavur has made a remarkable contribution to enhance the legacy of Indian paintings. It houses some of the most fascinating 11th century Chola paintings in the walls of Brihadeshwara temple and also paintings from Nayakas and Maratha period of 16th to 18th century. These paintings are traditionally practiced by two communities, Rajus in Thanjavur and Naidus in nearby town of Trichy. Paintings are usually made of Hindu gods and goddesses, and they are meticulously crafted with attention to finer details. A typical Thanjavur painting consists of one main figure, a deity, with well-rounded body, almond-shaped eyes, and figures housed in enclosure created by means of arch, curtains, etc. They are very bright, colorful, and attractive. Thanjavur paintings are panel paintings and mainly done on wooden planks and so referred as Agai Padam. Generally, jackfruit wood planks are used for this and the canvas is pasted on the plank with a gum. The French chalk powder or a limestone and a binding medium are used for coating the canvas evenly and then left for drying. The canvas is then ready for painting. The artist then does the detailed sketching of painting using stencil. A paste of powdered limestone and binding medium called sukun and macao is used for creating a gesso work. Semi-precious gemstones and wafer-thin sheets of gold of varied hue are embedded in particular areas such as pillars, arches, thrones, dresses, etc. Finally, the sketches are filled with vibrant colors. Earlier, artists used natural colors like vegetables and mineral dyes. In some cases, the use of laces and threads are made for decorating the paintings and thus give them three-dimensional effect. These distinctive features keep these paintings apart from other paintings.